Hi guys, is there such a thing as too poor to stack? Well, I'm living proof that that's not true, so hit the music. Hi guys, it's a beautiful winter wonderland up here in Canada tonight. Hope everyone's doing good out there. Sorry I haven't made as many videos as I thought, had a little health hiccup there. I don't know if you listened to my short with my JM bar, but I sounded like I was on an oxygen tank and I didn't even realize there was something wrong till I listened to it back. And in between every pause, I was taking a breath. Like I would talk and then I would take a breath and then I would say something about the bar. And I had no idea that I was having a hard time breathing. So I said, I decided that was an alarm. And then the following few days, I was just drained. So I decided to reach out to the doc, and he brought me down this morning, and we did all the fun things: the blood work, the chest x ray, filled the cup, and wait in the waiting room. And tomorrow I go for an ultrasound on the ticker. So thoughts and prayers, but I feel fine. I think it's just taking on fluid and they'll have to adjust the meds. Just another wonderful side effect. But anyway, the point of this, I wanted to make this video a long time, and unfortunately due to the breathing issue, this is going to be a short version of what I wanted to do. But I wanted to talk about the budget stacker. Thousand Air Radio, I laugh. He always says he's upper poor. And I look at those dimes and everything in the Mercuries, and he gets a Morgan silver dollar once a week. And I'm thinking, I can barely afford an ounce a month. His poor and my poor are a little different. So I'll say I'm lower poor then. How's that? But God, I love Thousand Air. I watch them every day, and if you don't already subscribe, please go over there and watch. Don't think I'm being smart. I don't care if he's upper poor, lower poor, rich, whatever. I love the guy. That being said, there are people like me that just started stacking recently, and with these prices, they go a little crazy. Now, for myself, I don't want to get into the whole thing. That's for another video, but I am unemployed and on disability. I've been on a machine for the last 6 years, keeping me alive, a dialysis machine where I plugged in for 8 hours a day. And that was my life. And I wasn't able to work. I had no energy. Couldn't really leave my house because I had to do it every day. There was no days off. And that was life. Get up, take my daughter to school, come home, clean the house, cook, all the chores, and then go plug in. I called it my charging port. I plugged my phone into charge and I plugged myself into charge. 8 hours later, we were good to go. But then I got my kidney transplant, and God bless the donor and his family. I pray for them every day. And I'm doing good, and I've been doing good. But when I was in the hospital, I was laying there thinking, what happened if I died? When you're in that emergency room on morphine and you got nothing to do but sit there for a week and think things over, you get some deep thoughts. I don't know if anyone's ever been there, but you'll know what I mean. And I thought, what if I died during that operation, or something happened and I was just gone? What would I do? I had a 17-year-old daughter at home and I'm a single dad. She would have the house, of course, but she couldn't even get that till she's turned 18. At least she's 18 now, so I have that peace of mind. But that being said, I thought about, well, what do I have for her future? I have my life insurance, and I have, man, I think that was it. I have my life insurance, and that's all she would have. Now, that would pay off the house, and then she could sell the house, and that would pay off her school, and she could go to university and live her life. But that wasn't good enough for me. So I started Googling ways to save money or options to get money and things like that. And I don't know if the algorithm seen that, but it brought me into YouTube and I started watching videos, and then I seen a video from someone called Silver Dragons. We all know who he is. He's stacking royalty. But we're going to get back to him actually near the end of the video because this is very important. So Silver Dragons, I started watching. I seen Harry's Coin Shop. I'm going to be doing a video about Harry's Coin Shop later. Maybe my next video, but I want to get that done before the end of the year because that's another important thing I want to talk about. But basically, Silver Dragon, and I started binge watching. And when you're in the hospital on morphine, time is nothing. You're sleeping, you wake up. You sleep a few hours, you wake up, you eat. You sleep a few more hours. You don't really get in a routine. So I'd be up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, binge watching Silver Dragons on YouTube. And I learned about stacking. I learned about what a silver round was versus a silver ounce, or a bar, sorry, or a coin. The difference between an eagle and a maple leaf and a buffalo, or another generic round. I learned about mercury dimes from Harry and why a mercury dime is better than a Roosevelt dime, even though they're both the same dime and they both have 90% silver. So I learned, guys. I soaked it in like a sponge, and it lit a fire. I became passionate immediately. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I have some stuff from the Royal Canadian Mint from 2014, 2013. My brother was a big Royal Mint guy, and he kept getting the flyers in the mail, and I would look at them. And that's how I discovered those 20 for 20s. And I guess I discovered the 100 for 100s, but I really have no memory of all that, guys. But I can explain that in a different video. Why my memory is not that good. Let's just say I had a lot of bad habits in the old days. That being said, single dad, no income, on disability, and in Canada, disability is $1,500 a month for me and my daughter. So do the math on that if you only had $1,500 a month to live. But anyway, I'm not looking for sympathy, guys. Please, when I mention this, I'm not looking for sympathy, pity, condolences, I'm sorry, whatever. I love my life. I got a little house in the country. I got a beautiful daughter. We got our Christmas tree up. We're ready to go. We got presents under the tree. I live across from a creek on a dead end, and the creek goes down to an old mill, and on the other end of my street is my church. Like, life couldn't be better, guys. So, and money is not everything. And that's, I see stackers with, ounces and ounces of gold. And I'm knowing I'm never going to have an ounce of gold in my lifetime. But you know what? I could have back in 2013 when I was buying 20 for 20 coins if I knew what I was doing. But I didn't. I didn't know what stacking was till April 2025 when I woke up from my operation and had nothing to do but watch YouTube 24/7 and ride the morphine. I keep mentioning that, but I don't know. I don't approve of drugs. I'm an ex-drug addict, but the morphine, it opened my eyes or something and made me more attentive. I took all the information in like I was recording this video. Anyway, that being said, enough about the morphine. The thing is, I had no money. So I'm like, okay, we get by with our bills, the disability check, and the other little government things we get up here in Canada pays our bills barely. We have to use the food bank and our local church. How can I start buying silver, let alone gold? So that's when you start looking, you start thinking. And then I realized after a while of doing this, guys, it's little things that matter. We have home internet, so we have YouTube. Do I need Netflix, Amazon Prime, and all those other subscriptions? No. So we canceled them. Did I need cable TV? No. We have the internet and YouTube till they're gone. Do I need to eat the McDonald's that I was eating every two times a week? No. Now she still gets everything, but I just say no. Would I rather an ounce of silver, or would I rather a Big Mac 3 times a month? It's as simple as that. Well, nowadays an ounce of silver is pretty much 5 Big Mac meals, but when we started out it was about 3. Let's just put it that way. So if you've ever been in a position where you have zero income outside of your bills, I don't know how you handled it, but I started looking at ways to save, and that's the big one. You need to take a good look and make the right choices. My daughter likes Starbucks. You know, I don't agree with paying $8 for a cup of coffee. I would go to Tim Hortons and get $2. But that's another thing. That's $2. And how many times did I do that a week? 2, 3? That's $6. So now I take that money and I put it in this piggy bank here. If you want to start saving money, guys, you got to get a piggy bank or you got to get a jar. Or, as my friend Fish did, you get a poucho. Poucho? I don't know. Pardon my Canadian accent, guys. The poucho mafia. So everyone's got a poucho. I don't have a poucho. One, I don't have enough money to put anything in it. And two, I can't even afford the poucho anyway. But again, that's for the new year. I will get my poucho and I will start putting things in it. But small steps. We just got to get through the rest of this year. Well, I just got to get through my doctor's tests, I guess, and make sure everything's okay. Then we'll worry about the poucho. But that being said, get a piggy bank. That's the first thing. And that will inspire you to put money in it. Now you can find money in your change. You can find money in your drawer. You can find money in the winter coat that you just got out. I did. I found a bunch of money in my pocket that I forgot I had in the piggy bank. Guys, this is going to sound pathetic, but I don't care. Pride. Pride's a big thing that stops people. I'm not saying pride's bad, but like the Bible says, pride before the fall. Or maybe not the Bible. Something says that anyway. That being said, it is true. Silver Dragons, let's go back to him. Silver Dragons, in one of his very, very first videos, he had a series of 3 YouTube videos called Trash to Cash. And what he did is at the job he worked at, he would take cans and bottles out of the dumpster. So he dumpster dived where he worked in front of everyone he worked with every day and got that money out and took it and got them recycled or whatever at the place in his state that took the bottles and the cans back. I wish we had something like that up here in Canada. And he got cash. And with that cash, back then, he bought silver. I think he took 3 bags to the thing and he got $93. And he bought 5 eagles. I almost fell out of my chair watching that video. Now, couldn't do that today and get 5 eagles. But the point is, Harry asked him, weren't you worried about what people thought or the pride? And he said, no. I really didn't let it bother me because I knew I was buying silver with it. And that's the thing with me. I'll find money all over the place. When I go to the grocery store, and you've probably encountered this, where we go, you got to put a quarter in your cart, and then you come back and you put the cart away, and you get your quarter back. You would be surprised how many people just leave their carts in the parking lot. Couldn't be bothered. They don't need the quarter, whatever. Too lazy. I don't care. I take the carts back. Last week I got $1. The week ago I got 50 cents. I'm already up there getting my groceries, wheeling my cart in and wheeling it back. If I see them laying around, I take them back. And the funny thing is a lot of times I'll get back putting my cart back, and there's a few carts around there with quarters in them that the people couldn't figure out how to put back. They were either too stupid, too lazy, or just got frustrated, but they were jamming it in, and I've seen them doing that, and it won't go because they didn't pull the flap up at the front. You know, where you sit your daughter when she was a little girl or your son and you wheel them around the grocery store. They didn't know to pull that back. So I pull it back, put it in, take the quarter out. Free money, guys, into the can. Now you're thinking, well, what is 50 cents or $1? That's not even worth my time. And that's the difference. That adds up. Another thing I do, guys, and I started doing this actually in the hospital bed, is I went online and found out where can I make money online. And there was drop shipping and all this start your own business crap. And just stuff that wasn't feasible. Like I could barely get out of bed, and I couldn't even use a bathroom. I had a catheter, and if you ever had one of them, wow, you know. So then I seen survey sites, and I thought, okay, let's go in. I look, and there's a billion of them out there, guys. And if you ever wanted to know, hit me up with a comment, and I will let you know, or send me an email or whatever. Get in touch with me, and I'll show you the best ones. But you just answer questions, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, and you get paid. Sometimes you only get paid 50 cents. Sometimes you get paid $1. Sometimes if you're lucky, it's $2. But that led to other opportunities. That led me to getting asked to join a focus group on Zoom, and I got paid $100 for an hour of my time. That led me to I've become a product tester. So for example, this company's sending me cookies, a new cookie for me and my daughter to test and then fill out the survey, and it's $15. Now a lot of people say, well, I don't want to do that for $15. That's a waste of time. Well, it's 15 plus what I make on the surveys plus what I'm finding in the carts. You know what I mean? It all goes in the piggy bank, and it all adds up. And then at the end of the month, I take everything out of the piggy bank, and maybe I'm only getting a couple dimes. Maybe I'm getting a $50. Maybe I'm getting, a couple quarters. But most times I'm getting an ounce of silver, even up in Canada with it $80. Guys, my PayPal right now, 10 days in for this month, is $125. By the end of this month, I will have over $300, probably closer to $4. Just doing surveys. I do maybe, I don't know, $2 a day, $5 a day. Sometimes I'll do 10 a day, and then 30 days it's 300. But that's just the surveys. Like I said, you know, I had a birthday. I got $50 from my one brother, $50 from another brother. There's $100. I could have went out, blew that on fast food, spent it on something else, and it would have been gone in the piggy bank. Now that being said, last month, November, I ended up with $60, and that's another thing. I don't have a coin shop within 2 hours of me, and I don't like going down there and spending the gas and finding out the guy's not hairy, that he's the opposite of hairy. So I had to look around, and online the bullion dealers are just greedy. They're like $30 shipping. Are you okay? $30 shipping. I want to buy 1 ounce, and I got to pay $30 to ship it to me. Great. Even silver gold bull, which was my go-to, $19.99. No, like guys, I'm a small budget stacker. I'm not buying your $300 to get free shipping. I'm buying 1 ounce, or I'm buying a $1, junk silver. So I found, after searching around and making what people always say, make a good, what is it when you're friends with the guy? I can't even remember. But anyway, B&W Coins out of Brampton, Ontario. This is 4 hours away from me. But I found him on Kijiji. His name is Stanley. And if you're in Ontario or anywhere in Canada, he will ship to you for free. So their store is up in Brampton. You can see them on the internet. You can see their website and everything. But I just send them an email and say, Stan, what's the face value for $1? And he sends it down. So I will open this up, this little mail call here, and here's their information. If you want to take a quick look at that, he is a good guy. Build relationships. That's what Fish always says. Build relationships. And I thought, how? I don't have any coin dealers. I have a relationship with the Hawk Shop, and that's all I got. But anyway, so with my money out of my cart, my money out of my surveys, and the extra money I found in my coat, I went down to Stan the Man and got 10 dimes, and I believe 3 of them are finally out of my Franklin or Roosevelt streak here of dimes going in my jar. I actually got a Mercury or 3. So let me bring them out and take a look, because it is time. Now guys, this is something else I'm excited about. We've been doing this every video. If you've been watching, I put a dime or a coin in the jar. We are at $2.60. We are 2 dimes away from 2 ounces, and we're gonna have that done by the end of December. So let me go. Here's one. Boy, I've been waiting for these. You know how hard it is to get a Mercury dime in Canada, guys? Like, it's almost impossible. You guys are so lucky and have it so good down there. Even the UK guys. You got that that bullion dealer you always talk about, Cardiff Gold or whatever. Like, I got nothing. But you know what? It still don't stop me from stacking. And I'm going to stack an ounce a month plus for my daughter for the rest of my life. And hopefully that's a long time. And we're going to fill this jar. And guys, just as we got more in here, we got more subscribers. We got more views. So I appreciate every one of you. I know this was a bit of a rambling video. I apologize about that. But I just wanted to let you know, you're never too poor to be stacking silver and gold. Merry Christmas, everyone. The Grey Wolf says you can write us now at Nickels and Dimes, Box 23, Odessa, Ontario, KOH 2HO. Send us a dime and we'll put it in the jar. The Grey Wolf is always hungry.